Now, without further ado, it's my sincere pleasure to really introduce a woman who has served on Thousand Oaks City Council since 2004 and has played an integral part of this community by serving on a diverse and a lot of different boards and committees, and who now is completing her second term as mayor of Thousand Oaks, Mayor Jacqui Irwin.
Let me start today by thanking Jill Lederer and the Greater Conejo Valley Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event and for all the support that you give our business community. You do a tremendous job, and our partnership today is stronger than it ever has been. Thank you very much. And I would also like to recognize my family. If my husband John, my mother-in-law Joanne, and my mom and dad can stand up, please. Serving as mayor can be extremely rewarding, but also very taxing at times, and my family has been a huge support. And my mom and dad just celebrated yesterday their 52nd wedding anniversary. I also want to thank my council colleagues, Mayor Pro Tem Claudia Bill de la Pina, council members Andy Fox and Joel Price. You know more than anybody else what a tough year it's been. Earlier this year, we faced unprecedented circumstances when Dennis Gillette and Tom Glancy were forced to step away from the city council with health issues. Tragically, Tom passed away a short time after his retirement from council. Both Tom and Dennis were consummate professionals, unparalleled ambassadors for our community, and men of great character. Their void is felt by us each and every day. Dennis's health would not allow him to join us here today, but he sends his well wishes. Tom's wife, Karen, is here today, and I wanted to say on behalf of all of us, thank you very much for sharing Tom with us. Can you please stand up? I also want to take a moment to recognize our incoming council member, Al Adam. Do you want to stand, Al? We are all looking forward to working with you to better our community. And finally, I'd like to extend my sincere thanks to our residents for placing their trust in me to continue shaping the future of this great city. Your best interest will continue to be my guiding principle. Let me start today with a look at our fiscal standing. As most of you know, 2012 opened with the state of California dissolving over 400 local redevelopment agencies. This unprecedented action had dire consequences for city budgets, local public infrastructure, public schools, affordable housing, and local economies across our state. RDAs were California's major economic development investment tool. Loss of this research is just the latest domino in a cascade of budgetary impacts, which are a direct result made by those decision makers up in Sacramento. Facing and overcoming adversity is something that we all confront, and it's how we approach these challenges that truly define us. I'm proud to say that the city of Thousand Oaks continues to persevere in the face of adversity. Throughout this economic downturn, we have maintained a balanced budget, a notable feat, but not something that has been accomplished without a severe pain and sacrifice. Since 2006, the city has cut over 100 positions. With the recent passage of statewide pension reform, AB 340, we now have more clarity from the state as it relates to pensions. While Thousand Oaks remains one of the few municipalities that has resisted generous pension enhancements, this legislation removes ambiguity and puts public agencies on a more level and sustainable footing as we move into the future. While we've seen some improvement our sales tax revenues, we have yet to rebound to pre-recession levels. As you can see by this chart, sales tax dollars remain the city's primary revenue source for our $66.5 general fund budget, and its sales tax revenues provide 38% of our budget. And if you look at the chart, property tax, actually, a lot of people think that cities should be running with property tax, and it only provides 11% of our revenues. On the next chart, you will see that we receive just 10 cents of every sales tax dollar collected. The vast majority of your sales tax dollars ends up at the state level. When you look at city services as a daily cost per resident, it comes out to about $1.52 per day, with about 2/3 of this money used to pay for police services. Collectively, these services encompass the underpinnings of modern society in our city. With the outstanding quality of life that we all enjoy, I would say this is quite a bargain, less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Our local quality of life is what led Thousand Oaks to be recognized by Kiplinger's Personal Finance magazine as the 4th best city in America to raise a family. Why do I mention this? It's not just to pat ourselves on the back, it's more significant than that. This type of acknowledgement is an affirmation, a reminder that we have focused our efforts in the right places. Our commitment, drive, and shared community vision has paid off. You need not look farther than the advancements we've seen over the past 12 months. In the face of daunting challenges, we continue to accomplish much. Today, I'm going to highlight just a few notable achievements that have helped shape our city over the past year. Some of our most impressive accomplishments have come in the realm of infrastructure improvements. Public infrastructure enhances the quality of life and ensures the mobility of residents and businesses now and in the future. 2 long-awaited projects took steps towards completion this year, the Wendy 101 Bridge widening and the 101-23 Interchange Improvement Project. Construction at the Wendy 101 began back in February. As a result of our relentless pursuit for funding, $10.8 million was secured in federal dollars for the $14.3 million project. Wendy serves as the northern gateway to our city, providing access to residential, commercial, and industrial areas. The bridge widening will create a more free-flowing interchange for drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists. One amazing statistic is when this project is completed next August, over 400,000 pounds of American steel will have been used. Major milestones were also reached this year in the 101-23 interchange. This heavily traveled section of highway is the busiest in all of Ventura County. Nearly 300,000 cars travel the interchange each day, a number that is expected to rise to over 360,000 by 2030. Needless to say, relieving the regional bottleneck has been a top priority for many years. The city has begun to secure funding and construction will begin as early as next fall. Improvements will add 1 lane to the 101 in each direction between the Los Angeles and Ventura County line and convert auxiliary lanes to regular traffic lanes. And our residents will be very happy to not have the spillage of the 101 on the residential streets. Another notable construction project got underway in September. The city's municipal service center expansion will create a permanent 3,900 square foot household hazardous waste facility. City household hazardous waste events have grown in popularity over the past decade, and the amount of materials collected has doubled. An average household has between 60 and 100 pounds of products containing hazardous chemicals. This new facility will keep unused hazardous materials out of landfills, sewers, and waterways. And with more convenient drop-offs and shorter wait times, this will add real value for our residents. Another area where we saw success this year was in arts. Our new Cultural Affairs Director, Barry McComb, in partnership with the Cultural Affairs Commission and the Alliance for the Arts, has helped to breathe new energy and variety into our programming. In the past year alone, we've enjoyed performances by Bare Naked Ladies, Chris Isaak, Colby Calais, and Lindsey Buckingham. In the coming months, Jackson Brown, Kathy Griffin, Ed Asner as FDR, and Paula Cole will be coming. With the exception of Jackson Brown, these are all new artists and attractions that will be performing in Thousand Oaks for the first time. I'd also like to recognize our 3 resident companies, New West Symphony, Cabrillo Music Theater, and Pacific Festival Ballet. The quality and range of these shows that these companies produce is outstanding, and they have helped to bring first-rate live professional theater to our city. From the Distinguished Speaker Series and art festivals to the Theater Leads Broadway performances, our vibrant theaters enrich us culturally while contributing to the city's economic vitality. The city remains committed to fostering a robust and prosperous local economy. We continue to work in concert with the Chamber of Commerce to retain, expand, promote, and attract businesses to our community. In the year ahead, we will build on our foundation and focus more precisely on crafting an economic development vision for our city. With the dissolution of redevelopment, this vision will have to lean heavily on creative public-private partnerships. These public-private partnerships will also be a key factor in implementing the Thousand Oaks Boulevard specific plan. After years of careful planning and consideration, a revitalized, viable, self-sustaining, pedestrian-oriented downtown is finally emerging. The collaborative work and effort by local business owners and the city staff on the Thousand Oaks specific plan was recognized in October when the city received the 2012 California American Planning Association Award. Quite an honor. This award reflects Thousand Oaks' visionary approach in addressing the needs of our residents and businesses. Staff has begun working with the Thousand Oaks Boulevard Association and property owners to beautify the boulevard by addressing signage issues, and a parking study is the next thing on the agenda. The Thousand Oaks specific plan already has become a model for other jurisdictions. Expanding access to health care and providing diversity and choice to residents is an important contributor to the quality of life. A thriving health care sector focused on value-enhancing innovation will not only improve the health and safety of our residents, but will also open up new economic opportunities. The healthcare landscape in Thousand Oaks has been transformed in the past year with the introduction of new healthcare options throughout the community. The expansion at Los Robles Hospital and new facilities by UCLA, Kaiser, and the County of Ventura will not only give residents more convenient healthcare options, but will also attract new businesses, fostering economic development. Through collaboration, partnerships, and continuous improvements, the city has also been able to provide more centralized service. Residents in Thousand Oaks and in eastern Ventura County will now be able to apply for County of Ventura clerk services, such as marriage licenses and official records requests at the city clerk counter in City Hall. These services previously required a trip to Ventura County Government Center, and we do appreciate Mark's efforts on our behalf. We have also demonstrated forward thinking and partnerships in the field of public transit. In July, Thousand Oaks began operating the City of Moore Park's transit services, including fixed route bus service, senior dial-a-ride, and ADA paratransit services. The cooperative partnerships linking two East County transit agencies has resulted in improved services for Moore Park residents and increased cooperation that will lead to more transit improvements for residents of both cities at no cost to our taxpayers. The consolidation of bus services has helped bring interconnectivity to transit access. We are constantly looking for ways to enhance our environmental programs and reduce energy consumption at city facilities. Our efforts at local electricity generation have been very successful with the completion of solar project at Hillcrest Center, home to the National Park Service and CRPD. The 600-panel system generates about 1,400 kilowatt hours of electricity per day, 60% of the facility's needs. This system is expected to save at least $60,000 a year. Installation of a third cogeneration engine combined with the solar arrays at Hill Canyon further the facility's goal of being 100% renewable energy by next summer. The city's wastewater treatment plant continues to be recognized as a national leader in sustainability and renewable energy management. Public safety continues to be the City Council's top priority. The Thousand Oaks Police Department has done an exceptional job building relationships with local youth, residents, and businesses. Our new police chief, Randy Pentis, and his team have devoted countless hours to connecting with residents, especially our youth. TOPD has worked to problem solve face-to-face whenever possible. Numerous coffee with the chiefs gatherings, forums on prescription drug dangers, and a host of other community-focused and youth education programs were held throughout the year, and will continue into 2013. I also want to recognize the achievements of the Thousand Oaks Library System. For the past 6 years, Thousand Oaks Reads, One City, One Book community-wide reading program has been a huge success, drawing over 21,000 participants and best-selling authors such as Steve Lopez and T.C. Boyle. I'm very proud of our library department, and this is just one example of their reach beyond the library walls to engage the community at large. Notable progress continues to be made in the youth senior services. The Council on Aging recently presented its Senior Master Plan update, which includes a focus on areas of health, housing, recreation, transportation, and volunteering. Additional activities in support of seniors are underway, including the Oaks Mall Police Resource Center, opening in January, and the wildly successful Boomer Boot Camp. A number of youth events were also held throughout the year. In October, the Youth Commission planned a Young Women's Leadership Seminar for 11th grade girls, which featured local women leaders as guest speaker. It was an excellent event. I was thrilled to participate. Other events included a youth summit, night of networking, teen video festival, and therapeutic dance. Strong attendance was seen at all venues. Despite financial challenges and an economy that is recovering, these accomplishments are what make Thousand Oaks a premier city, in the words of our city manager. One of the key factors of our quality of life is our thriving business community, and we always talk about how important businesses are to the quality of life here in Thousand Oaks. But we thought it would be very interesting to delve a little further, and we have a table full of CEOs and business leaders, and they were interviewed for this video, and maybe you get a little understanding of what is making our local economy tick.
A thriving business community is the essential foundation of any city, and Thousand Oaks is fortunate to have among the most diverse and flourishing in California. From small family-owned operations to major multinational corporations, local businesses provide thousands of jobs and support an unmatched quality of life.
We've been wonderful friends for many, many years. We've lived in this wonderful community of Thousand Oaks for many years and decided to open a business, and we couldn't think of a better place to do it than in Thousand Oaks.
Dave Power started this company in 1968 around his family table, sending out surveys and taping quarters to them in the hope that people would feel guilty about the quarters. We're in the survey business. We survey millions of people a year, mostly around their satisfaction with products and services or the quality of the products. And over the years, it's become a very highly recognized brand nationally and globally.
Skyworks is a semiconductor manufacturing company that builds wireless product and are the largest gallium arsenide manufacturing company in the world, and we're the largest power amplifier manufacturing company for cell phones and tablets and wireless communications semiconductors.
A little history. O'Gara Coach Company is the preeminent luxury car stop for people seeking out the Rolls-Royce, the Bentley, the Aston Martin, Lamborghini, or Bugatti lines of vehicles. We have been the #1 retailer in the country for the last several years, and many of those years the #1 in the world.
Sage Publications is one of the top 5 academic publishers in the world. We are headquartered in Thousand Oaks. We publish almost 700 scientific and medical journals. We publish textbooks for the college level, and we publish books for teachers and administrators in K-12 education. We have offices in London, Singapore, Washington, D.C., New Delhi, Beijing, and we're opening up in Brazil, but we are headquartered here in Thousand Oaks.
Infi began about 12 years ago in the year 2000. We went public in November of 2010. We're doing roughly $100 million in revenue, and we are growing rapidly both in revenue as well as continue to hire at the rate of about 20% a year. We're a semiconductor company. We specialize in high-speed analog components. About 80% of the world's internet traffic is actually passing through our technology in those backbone networks, no matter where that traffic flow is in the world.
At Diamond Ground, we sell products to the lamp industry, to the welding industry. Some of our customers are the U.S. Navy, Electrolux Frigidaire, Boeing, NASA. This company was started 20 years ago. We've been in Thousand Oaks for the last 18 of those years. When we moved here, we had 7 employees. We have 35 now. Our plans are in the next year to move to a larger building. That would mean we're growing. We've grown every year of those 20 years, so I would expect to hire more employees and grow even further.
You know, one of the things that we decided was what does Thousand Oaks need? We knew we wanted to open an eatery, but we weren't quite sure what kind. And once we researched it, we realized we needed a good hot dog place here in Thousand Oaks, and that's sort of how the concept developed.
What we've come up with is what we believe is a unique concept of gourmet hot dogs, special recipes that can't be found anywhere else, whether it's Thousand Oaks or you know, Southern California.
Vom Fass means from the barrel in German. And what we have here is a wonderful assortment of olive oils, infused olive oils, distilled spirits, cognac, single malt whiskeys, balsamic and fruit vinegars, all imported from around the world. And so what's really great about Von Foss is that you can taste anything in the store anytime for free. So it's like a big tasting room where you can come in and experience a product before you actually purchase the product that you want. What Mike said is absolutely true. We've been friends forever. We've lived in the area. But it ultimately comes down to a business decision. I mean, we're talking about dollars and cents here. So we put together a fairly rigorous business plan looking at occupancy costs, the costs of getting and using alcohol permits in the area, the city approval process, all of those aspects and analytics that a businessman needs to look at in order to make a business decision. And it just came down black and white that putting this store into the Thousand Oaks area was the right business decision for us.
Our expansion into the Thousand Oaks area started in 2008. This is 4 years in the making. We evaluated several factors. What are the demographics of the areas we're looking at? Where are our current clientele residing? What are opportunities for expansion? In the process, we came across the Auto Mall here at Thousand Oaks. It was an ideal location because of the proximity to our customers. In dealing with the city, we found a great openness to work with us, incredible level of cooperation by city officials to bring our project to fruition, which enabled us to expedite our plans, our building.
Thousand Oaks would be a great place to come, and I think there are 3 reasons for that. First and foremost, it's a great place from which you can recruit people. We've had the ability to recruit full range of talent that we need to run our business. Secondly, it's a great place to live. Thousand Oaks is a great community in terms of infrastructure, schools to send your kids to, hospitals, etc. You will have no trouble having people wanting to live here. And then the third thing, of course, is that the Thousand Oaks municipal government is very supportive of business, and I think you'd feel welcome here.
Well, as a small business owner here at Garage Dogs, when we decided to open our business here in Thousand Oaks, we knew that all we really knew is that we needed to go to the city and start the permits and the plans, but from that, we didn't know much more. And the city was very helpful in guiding us, in helping us get the correct forms, directing us to the right departments we needed to talk to. They were genuinely excited about our business. You know, I felt they were invested in us. They really cared about our business, and that felt good as a business owner, that we weren't just somebody else. And I could tell that they take that time and effort with everybody here, and that's really exciting for them to do that. We felt really fortunate. What I really like is obviously Thousand Oaks is still one of the safest cities in the country. We have 5 sons between us, so obviously that's very important. 3 still going through the school system, and really appreciate the quality of the schools and the programs that are offered here, as well as being a business owner, just the improvements that we're always seeing done, whether it be on the boulevard, it be on the street, it be the police department. There's really a lot to offer here as a resident and a small business owner.
I have a wife, I have a 4-year-old and an 11-year-old daughter, and we enjoy Thousand Oaks, the outdoor, the parks. We hike right across the street from our house. What we love about Thousand Oaks is obviously the weather, but also that there's plenty to do outdoors all the time.
So I think from our perspective, it's a great community for people to raise their families. It's safe, and there are great schools here. Great theater for people who are interested in that side of it. There are great parks here for people who enjoy. So I think for folks that are genuinely raising a family, it's not a difficult area to get somebody to move into, and then once they're here, they stay. And so from that perspective, we really like the location here and the city of Thousand Oaks and the opportunity that it affords people to actually live and enjoy their lives here.
Sage is a family-owned company, and we also care very much about the employees and their families, and the families who essentially work for us. And so in that respect, Thousand Oaks is a fantastic environment. It is a very easy and pleasant place to live. The schools are good, the streets are wide, the crime is low, and It also has a tremendous number of services that help us on the professional side. Publishing is a very social business, and on any given day we may have a half a dozen authors literally from around the world visiting us, and they love Thousand Oaks. They like the hotels, the restaurants, the shopping opportunities, the proximity to the beach. On the one hand, they like the Hollywood Bowl, but we now have the Civic Arts Plaza in Thousand Oaks. I've seen at the Civic Arts Plaza a range of people from Colin Powell to Colby Calais to B.B. King.
I've worked in the semiconductor business for 42 years now, and I've worked in a number of different locations, and I'll have to say that this is the best company and the best location, and my wife is the happiest here that she's been anywhere we've lived. This is her favorite, and it's my favorite as well. It must be a lot of other people's favorite place because my turnover in the factory and in this site is extremely low. This is not the LA that you think of. You need to come out and take a look at it.
Watching the video, it's not hard to be struck by the sheer breadth and depth of our local business community. Seeing the caliber of our local employers, I'm reminded of the responsibility that we bear to maintain the foundation that allows them to grow and thrive here. I believe that we're at a critical juncture. Our ability to preserve and maintain all that we have is no longer a given. We've been hit hard. As you know, a business can only cut so far before your product is diminished. This city has always stood above most, and that's where we intend to stay. That's where our residents and residents and businesses expect. It's our obligation to those who have chosen to set roots here. But we face serious obstacles. There is a fundamental shift underway in California of moving things from the state to the local level. Juggling our existing priorities in this volatile environment is unsettling at best, and difficult decisions lie before us. Overcoming these challenges will require a renewed unity of vision and purpose. It will require cohesion as a community, everyone coalescing around the shared values that created this great place. As we move forward, we will need involvement from everybody in charting our future. We recognize that community involvement is a two-way street. From our end, you'll see a renewed emphasis on getting out into the community to better connect with the residents. From your end, I challenge you to stay engaged on local affairs and to share your perspectives. There are many ways that you can get involved. One way is simply by staying informed. While much uncertainty lies before us collectively, we can chart an even more prosperous and stable future for our beloved community. Thank you again to my family and friends, council colleagues, city staff, and all our community partners for their longstanding cooperation and collaboration. Thank you to the Chamber for hosting and for today's sponsors. And thanks to all of you, our business community, for your ongoing support.